thing though. I saw the message to you, Terry, by I think a Liverpool fan. Last week when you called them mentality monsters, Terry, and you were hyping them. Remember when I came in, you hyped them, said, "Oh, they're mentality monsters. These guys don't ever give up." They were liking you in the comments today. Like they sent you that DM insulting you, saying, how dare you call them that?" So this is the thing about Liverpool. Let me just talk to Liverpool fans. I don't hate your players. I've never hated your players. I've never hated your coach. Where did he go? I chased him. Okay, I've never hated your players, hated your coach.
I'm
I
still
hate
here.
you
I'm still
guys.
here, don't
I
worry.
only hate some Liverpool fans, because you always want somebody to kiss your ass, but when somebody doesn't, you get pissed off. Like Terry was all over you guys last week. I was watching him. He was like, "This Liverpool team doesn't ever give up." And you guys were in the comments, "Go on, Terry, go on." But as soon as today he just said, "Oh, what a comeback by City," you went to his DMs. How dare you? How dare you? Guys, the sun doesn't only shine in Liverpool. You're not the best in the world. Don't get that out of your minds. I don't even
In
want.
fairness,
What are you doing?
we can see who's the best in the world when Liverpool play Man City in the Champions League final in 2 weeks.
Ah, look at you trying to bring that in. But
Oh,
look,
sorry, I forgot.
that's irrelevant.
I
Anyway, what I'm
forgot.
trying to say is, you guys have to understand, in this world there's a lot of there's other teams. It's not just you. If you have the best everybody, how come for the past few years, right? Let's just say for the past few years, how come it's just one Premier League, Klopp and Pep three? Why? If you are the best, why? That's why I was telling one of my Liverpool friends, you say there's a rivalry here, a competition. Oh, we were rivals of Man United. But Ferguson swept all the Premier Leagues. He was sweeping them. And what rivalry were you talking about?
How
Klopp
much
and
does it
Pep.
hurt you? How much does it hurt you that that Jurgen Klopp's only the second manager to win the FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, Premier League, Super Cup, and Club World Cup with the same English club?
How does it hurt me?
Does
Because
it hurt?
right now,
No,
right now,
does it hurt?
let me give you something, right? I want you, after you're done with this stream, I wish you could have done it in front of this stream. Go and Google, right? The best managers in the world, in world football. You want to see Klopp. You will see Pep. You see Jose Mourinho. You want to see Klopp. Klopp, you have to continue scrolling on Google and go extra to the next page. You won't even find him. You have to go to the next page, the third page. You will find him at the bottom with 11. And this is me, and this is them being a bit nice to him. The World Cup, that's a glorified friendly. You played against Flamingo. But the thing what I'm telling you guys is, I like
You would cut off your left hand to get with a chance at winning and being in the Club World Cup.
No, I'm talking about coaches. Look, I'm talking about coaches here.
To win the Champions League.
Yeah, but look at what you just said here. You're like, oh, he's the coach who's won this. Oh, he's won that. Pep has got 2 Champions Leagues. He's got 2. Let's remember 2. Zidane has got 3. Pep has won the FA Cup. He's won the Carabao Cup. He's also won the Charity Shield. So he also has those in his book as a manager. But you guys want to take Klopp and make him as if he's the next coming of Jesus, or the next guy who's going to save us in court.
He is Jesus, not the next coming.
Do you know what, Louis? Louis? I'm sorry, Terry. One thing.
Yeah,
you know what, Louis? Yeah. Let me just ask you. Liverpool fans a little bit twist the words to suit their narrative. Like, they kept talking, and I'm not neutral here. They kept talking to Chelsea when Chelsea kept saying we're world champions. And you remember this on a stream, Terry. When they kept saying world champions, they kept telling them, you're not even the best in your country. But now Liverpool fans talk to City about, we are in the Champions League final. If you win the league, you prove that you're the best. But based on your logic, even winning the Champions League does not make you the best in the world if you don't win the league in the country. You remember this?
That's why when we win the league and the Champions League.
But you just, to be honest,
you're not top yet, Louis. You're not top
yet. It's happening.
Yet.
It's happening. I know I said it's not happening earlier, but screw it. It's happening.
Okay. No, to be honest, though, this is the thing. Because, like, my dad is obviously a lot older than me. And he said that, like, Liverpool fans back in the day, this is before my time, they used to say, how can you win the Champions League when you're not even champions? That's what they used to say. They used to say, if you're not champions, you shouldn't be in the Champions League. Like, obviously, the way it goes, we know. But that's what Liverpool fans used to say. And then when they eventually won it without being champions, the narrative changed. So that idea of what he's saying is true, because before that, it was, how can you be champions of Europe when you're not even your own champions?
Find it so
when
funny
you started winning it.
About the Champions
League. Not. No, it's not about that. I'm just saying this is your
do now.
Talking about it.
Talk about it. You're not involved.
No, Louis, you brought it up.
Talking about your own fans. That's nothing to do with City.
Jan is talking.
City weren't in the Champions League when your fans were saying that shit. They weren't saying that.
Man's talking about the logic of things. Firstly, back to your point, Patrick, like this. With social media, like it is what it is. It's always about what you don't say as opposed to what you do say. It's one of the reasons, listen, I know a lot of Liverpool fans that I respect. I know a lot of Liverpool fans that are, great content creators, good fans.
Yeah.
The reason that Martin Tyler's name trends nearly every time Liverpool play it when it's on Sky is they don't feel Martin Tyler gets excited enough about their team, gets happy and like celebrates enough for his commentary. It annoys them that it isn't I know he said we're the best team in the world, but he didn't say it in the way I want. And but all fan bases are very similar. So it's never. I can praise Liverpool until I'm blue in the face, but the one day they have a bad game or the one moment where someone does something wrong, and they want to come at you. So yesterday I got a lot of stick. Trent, did you see how well he did defensively? I went, yeah, he did all the things that all year I've been called a liar for. He went with his runners, he blocked the lines, and he didn't switch off defensively. And he had a brilliant game yesterday, proving that the lies that were told by Liverpool fans all year that he's instructed by Klopp to not go over his runners, so he's ready for a counter attack, were complete and utter nonsense. But that's football fans for you. They'll always bend and choose their logic, and Liverpool fans are doing it kind of. Today, I've had about, and I mean this in a nice way, it's banter. Klopp's better than Fergie. Why? He won in 7 years what it took Fergie 24 years to do, and that's complete the set of all the major trophies in England. It's not quite, it is true, because I don't think he won the Super Cup until much later on down the line. So it's a fair point. So therefore, he's better. But then he's ignoring the fact that Fergie has, I think, 4 times as many trophies as Jurgen Klopp. So again, Klopp's better because he won that amount quicker. So it's like, well, if a team suddenly comes to Liverpool with a record that Liverpool don't have, but has got half the amount of trophies, does that make them a more successful club than Liverpool?
But Terry, you'll find stupid fans from every club who say stupid
but
shit.
you're one of them.
I'm not. I've said Fergie's the best manager.
But Louis, my point is just this. I'll round my point off to... That's just the nature of the beast. Like people will always bend and change their logic to win the argument right now. The amount of Liverpool fans in the last year that have said to me, when he was good, in good form, I don't care how many goals and assists and how many games that Bruno is clutching, until he wins trophies, he has no legacy. Then when you turn around and say Gerrard doesn't have a Premier League legacy, they get very angry. But it's always about winning the contemporary new argument, as it were. And look, Liverpool are a fantastic team right now. They're a sensational team. They're probably going to win 3. I make them favourites to win the Champions League. I think they're going to win. They could win 3 major trophies this year, which is absolutely brilliant. But it is true, winning your league proves you're the best team in your country. And over the past 5-6 years, they've been beaten by Man City. And that's something they need to address, because history remembers that more than anything else. History doesn't remember context, because when people talk about Fergie's early years in the 90s, why didn't he win more Champions Leagues? People forget the state of English football, that he was like inherited in the sense of the elder statesmen, the footballers that were around at that time. We could only play 3 foreign players in our teams at any one time. We had some matches due to injuries in big Champions League knockout games where we couldn't play Eric Cantona because we had injuries with English players. So I had to backfill the foreign players in those positions and drop him. There were so many circumstances that happened in that time, but people forget it, because all we look at in history is who won. And that's the thing about this era. Liverpool need these trophies because people in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years will just look at who and why won. No, when you look at Liverpool's success in the 70s and 80s, nobody puts in the context that European football at that time wasn't considered particularly great. It wasn't considered particularly prestigious or hard to win the Champions League back then. You don't hear me talk about it. Why? Because I don't think it's relevant. Liverpool won what they won in that era, and it stands the test of time. No one discounts Real Madrid for the fact that in the 50s, when they were winning, in the early 50s, when they won those Champions Leagues, it was barely participated in by very many teams. They've still got 13 Champions League trophies. We don't discount it. I just feel like with football, we're always looking to discredit from the past and take things away from people, and that's absolutely fine. But accept it when people do it to your team as well, bro. That's my only point when it comes to this. People they can't take it. Can we compare owners' records to human rights? I'm not getting into that. Mainly
FFP,
because
we can talk about FFP. If you want.
FFP. I mean, yeah, maybe. It's true. We do twist our words and we love it, is what Mario says. Well, there we go.
He owns it.
I told you. Terry, I told you.
He owns it.
I don't even mind people comparing Klopp to Pep, whatever. But the thing is, what annoys me is people that are now using City to bash Pep, which fair enough, he's the manager.
Thank you.
But at the end of the day, the way I see it is when you're comparing Pep and Klopp as managers, you can't take away Pep's 2 Champions Leagues to make a point about City. Because the thing is, but I'm just talking about as manager. If Pep leaves City tomorrow, he's no longer a City manager. You can talk about what he didn't win at City, but the reality is he's still going to have 2. If Pep wins the Champions League at the end of the month, he's matched Pep in the Champions League. So that will be the conversation that you have. When it comes to Pep or Klopp in the league, when Pep and Klopp have gone head-to-head in the same competitions where we played the same teams, Pep has come out on top more often than not. So this is all that I'm saying. I'm not.
Come on. Pep.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Come on.
Pep at his last 2 jobs has failed at his main objective.
No, it's not the main objective. That's not the main objective.
We can talk about this all day, Louis. We can talk about the objective.
Hang on a minute.
You're lying to yourself.
Louis. So you're.
No, he would have got sacked if it was the main objective.
Let me give you a point here, Louis. This is the thing about when people try to discount City because they have money. You do realize when Liverpool dominated in the 70s, just but a lot do. You do realize, right? When Liverpool in the 70s and 80s and Man United in the 90s and noughties were the most dominant teams. We were the richest clubs at that point as well and the most powerful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
But so what frustrates me is that this is why I don't ever discount what Chelsea and City have done, because it discounts what my team did at the same time. It discounts my.
I agree.
1-0.
I don't disagree with
1-0. Everton has just gone 1-0 up. Richarlison, the 1-0.
Terry, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you in the slightest. I agree with what you're saying. You can't discount. I've said that people saying, "Oh, Klopp, how like the jobs are different. Managing superstars and managing a checkbook, it is a difficult task and it's not an easy task." So I don't take anything away from Pep Guardiola. But as I said when we had this debate on the show weeks ago, when Pep Guardiola was sat there with the Sheikh when he was coming in to Man City, what would the main title have been? What would the main objective have been? Yes,
making them the best in the world, Louis, and put them on the map. Sorry, Louis. One thing: City will
win the Champions League.
I'm sorry. Let me just.
That's not what it was.
Let me just put one thing.
Confirm that. City confirm that. You're the only one that believes that who isn't part of the club. So
City 2012 won the league. 2014 won the league. They were still not considered one of the best in the world. Yeah. Today, Haaland chose City to go. A lot of players will choose Man City to go. Pep Guardiola, forget the Champions League. And yes, it's the Champions League. They won the Champions League. By the way, if they win the Champions League, they are going to be an elite club in this era. But now they are one of the best 3 to 5 clubs in the world right now in the last 4 or 5 years, even without winning the Champions League. Nobody can say otherwise, right? Every single big player would want to go to. This is the main objective, putting them on the map of being one of the top clubs in the world. And he did this, right? Everybody Terry, every single show talk about City, top 3 clubs in the world for the last 2-3 years. This is an achievement by itself.
The only thing that Pep hasn't done yet, and I stand by what I've said, he hasn't created one of the greatest teams of all time without the Champions League. And the only reason I say that is because all the other teams that are on that list have got one. But what he does have is that domestic dominance to go with it, which right now Liverpool don't have. Even with your 2 Champions Leagues, you've had 1 league title, and you again, all the greater sides, including your own, dominated domestically, and that needs to happen. A few people here saying Terry's ducking super chats. I don't really know which ones I'm ducking.